from that. Let it be always. Now, mic. Why remove? Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. Space. Center. Very good. And little this. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Now, audio. Just wait. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
My audio is clear.
Yeah, very sketch then give no.
They give them.
Actually,
People keep the mic on and start. Actually, we should have 1 week course how to use the mic. Then we can always keep it on. Because the 1 or 2 people you have to always keep it. You can be responsible if there is a background sound, immediately switch off your mic. Etan me pritchatah prashnan. Etan me pritchatah prashnan.
Etan me pruchatan prashnan.
Karma vivitsaya.
Hare karma vivatsaya.
Uhi me gyas mitratva.
Bruhi me gyasa mitratvad.
Nashta chakshushaha.
Jaya nashta chakshushaha.
Etan me pritchatah prashnan.
Etan me pruchata prashnan.
Saya.
Hare karma vivatsaya.
Ruhi me agyas mitratva.
Bruhi me gyasya mitratvad. Jaya nashta chakshushaha.
Prachata prashnan.
Etan me pruchata prashnan.
Ek karma vivetsaya.
Hare karma vivatsaya.
Bhumi me agyasya mitratva.
Bruhi me gyasya mitratvad.
Ajaya nashta chakshushaha.
Ajaya nashta chakshushaha.
Ane prachata prashnan.
Etan me pruchata prashnan.
Karma vivetsaya.
Hare karma vivatsaya.
Bhumi me agyasya mitratva.
Me gyasya mitratvad.
Ajaya nashta chakshushaha.
Ajaya nashta chakshushaha.
Thank you. Just wait. From here we will chant, then you all will chant.
Etan me pritchatah prashnan. Hare karma vivatsaya.
Hare karma vivesaya.
Yogi me agyasya pitratva.
Uhi me agyasa mitratva.
Ajaya nasta chakshushaha.
Jaya nashta. Etan.
Etan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't give chance to online. Wait. Yes, online somebody wants to chat.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Etan me prachata prashnan Hare karma vivitsaya Bruhi me agnya samitratvat Ajaya nashta chakshushaha. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी एतान् मे पृच्छता प्रश्ना हरे कर्म विवित्सया ब्रूहि मे आज्ञास्य मित्रत्वात् अजया नष्ट चक्षुषः हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
एतान् पश्यतः प्रश्नान् ब्रूहि मे हरे कर्म ब्रूहि मे जिज्ञस्मित्रत्वात् अजया नष्टचक्षुषः हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी एतान् मे प्रश्नान् हरे कर्म विवित्सया ब्रूहि मे ज्ञानस्य मित्रत्वात् अजायनास्तचक्षुषा हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी एतान् मे पृच्छदा प्रश्नान् हरे कर्म विवित्सया ब्रूहि मे यज्ञस्य मित्रत्वात् अजया नष्टचक्षुषा हरे कृष्ण
Etan, all these. May, my, Richataha, or one who inquires. Prashna, questions. Harihe, of the Supreme Lord. Karma, pastime. Vivisaya, desiring to know. Bruhi, kindly describe. May, unto me. Ajnasya, one who is ignorant. Mitratva, because of friendship. Ajaya, by the externalization. Nashta Chakshushaha, are those who have lost their vision. My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of God. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. My dear sage, I put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of God. You're the friend of all. So kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. Ratnamala Mataji, Madhuri.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, purport. Vidura put forward many varieties of question with a view to understanding the principles of transcendental loving service to the Lord. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.41, devotional service to the Lord is one, and the mind of the devotee is not diverted to the many branches of uncertainties. Vidura's purpose was to be situated in that service to the Lord, wherein one merges undivertedly. He claimed the friendship of Maitreya Muni not because he was Maitreya's son, but because Maitreya was actually the friend of all who have lost their spiritual vision due to material influence. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Ate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Ashadudeshatahari Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Light. Hare Krishna. light. No, okay, switch on that light. Try. एतामे पृच्छता प्रश्ना हरेर कर्मा विवस्या ब्रूहि में अज्ञास मात्रत्वा अजया नष्ट चक्षुषः. My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of God. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. So this is an element we see in a devotee. Why is he here? I said this thing many times. It is not that Vidura does not know, but he wants to fix his mind on Krishna's lips. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always experiencing the highest of Krishna conscious emotion. What is the highest Krishna conscious emotion is? What? Prabhuji, fan you can do. Pick up that sound. No, I need your fan sound. So now, what was Vidura's condition? So he is, Yamaraj himself, constitutionally. And still he is giving he is a Mahajana, as Yamaraj is one of the Mahajanas. He is teaching us by example. Sometimes we feel that I read Bhagavad Gita. I know in this purport there are 8 points or 4 points. But try to understand, we are not reading only for that. We are actually associating with somebody and trying to fix our mind on Krishna. That is the purpose. Therefore, one of the first symptoms of spiritual advancement is what? Eagerness to hear. This is quite strange, but that's how it is. And it is said that a person does not develop eagerness to hear. Correct? He is not developing eagerness to hear. Then he is not spiritually advanced at all. Some problem now. Loses eagerness to hear the japa. He doesn't want to do japa. He doesn't want to read now. We should detect actually. Sometimes we do not know. Just sit down with a book and no interest in reading. Or doing japa, no interest to chant. Now this is a sign of spiritual downfall. It is said, see, when you fall down in spiritual life, it is not that it is said when you fall down or when you make aparadha, it is not that now you become blind, now you cannot talk. No, all that is there. But your taste is gone. Therefore, devotees are very, very keen not to by mistake also make some offense, because then the taste will go. And the mental energy will look very attractive. You can't take your eyes off that. And spiritual activities are there, but the taste is gone. Now, therefore forget negative, look at positive part. Now, this is there in the Bhagavatam. Shramevi kevalam dharma sanustata pumsaha vikshakshena katasu yaha na utpada yadiratim shram evi kevalam. Simply an endeavor, simply waste of time. Shram evi kevalam. If a person is not developing eagerness to hear about Krishna, then it is just a waste of time. It is not advanced at all. Eagerness to chant. There are so many symptoms of spiritual advancement. One of the symptoms is eagerness to hear about the Lord. Okay? It's a very, very important point. So now Vidura is showing that. It's not that he does not know. He knows he's Yamaraj. You think he does not know? And even I suppose to take away his position, he's in this world, it's a son of Vyasa. And he was how learned, we know that. In the assembly of Kauravas, whenever Dhritarashtra any question, he gave such pointed replies that actually the book is there on that called Vaidurika. Very learned person, very well informed. You think he doesn't know past tense a lot? He knows. But he wants to fix his mind on this law. We also know. But we are not interested to fix our mind on the law. Therefore, we pick up a newspaper, see what the Times of India says. Then after 10 minutes, let us see what Indian Express says. No, that's okay. Now let us see what this newspaper says. The 50 newspapers you can read anything. I've seen some people whole day spend time. Correct? And by hearing that, in the first canto of Bhagavatam, Narabuni instructs Vedavasa, when we hear something which is not connected to the Lord, it agitates the mind like a boat in the ocean drawn by wind. We also heard the shloka, famous shloka, Bhayam Dvitiya Anuveshatasha. If something you are hearing which is not connected to Krishna, your fearful position starts. If your mind is contemplating on something which is not connected to Krishna, your fearful condition starts. Now, in advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, a person, anything he hears, he connects to his Lord. But presently, we are not in that condition. Therefore, we have sadhana. Sadhana means a particular time where I sit down and we attentively hear the holy name. Sadhana means a time I hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhana is a time in which all the things are happening. Okay, you understand? It's extremely important that our hearing and eagerness always keeps increasing. Correct. What is there? Bhagavatam in the morning. Sometimes some people I see even there in the office, they want to hear. That shows spiritual advance, eagerness to hear. Let me read. Anyway, we're just repeating, and they say my life changed. Yeah, we have not done anything. Just like Gita 18 course, people say my life has changed. We know what we did. So Gita has done the job. Similarly, Bhagavatam is postgraduate study. And it is said in the Bhagavatam itself that this book will create revolution in the heart of the people of Kali. It has a potency of that. And it will show light to people in this dark age. Krishna Sudhama Upagate, that's the word used. Krishna having gone to his own abode, this book will carry the light. It will teach us what is dharma, what is not dharma. This will be the book representing the Lord for all of us. It's an extremely important book. Not that we just chose in ISKCON one book. No, the Bhagavatam says, when the assembly happened at Naimisharanya, so the sages asked Suta Goswami, my dear Suta Goswami, you are so learned, very wonderful. We have 6 questions for you. And whole Bhagavatam is answer to the 6 questions. And one of the question is, now Lord Krishna having gone back to the abode, please tell us. So we will have after Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava also. Okay? But I think we jumped a little. From 1, we went to 2, we straightway allowed 20 to 4. But actually 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then everybody comes with total maturity. So we will not start Bhakti Vaibhava like that. Okay? But people finish Bhakti Shastri, then it will start. Okay? Bhakti Shastri itself, when we have an exam at after the module, half will be over. People. Only serious people will stay. Similarly, Bhakti Vaibhava, simply giving entry, then people do legs are not on the ground. They are not studied Gita itself. What they will do it in Bhagavatam. Right? Here, this is where we are studying one shloka, that's okay. But analysis of Bhagavatam, that's another. Just like Gita analysis. Okay. So all these things will be slowly manifesting, and we will also mature into taking the study of Bhagavatam. Bhakti Vaibhava. Not difficult, just serious study. So now, what is happening? So the taste, development of the taste is very important. So just as a taste can go away by offending the Vaishnavas, that's why very interesting is to a person who has developed pleasure of reading Bhagavatam, a person who has developed pleasure of chanting Hare Krishna, wants to always keep it. And it can enhance by service even to Vaishnavas. Therefore, person seeks an opportunity to serve the devotees. Shushusho Shadadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchihi. That's a Ruchi. Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. By serving great souls, this Ruchi will come. Taste. And that's a real thing. Somebody can gift and somebody should have. To give means somebody should have. Or you cannot give if you do not have. Therefore, it's very important that everybody is reading, everybody is chanting, and that shows the person is developing a Krishna consciousness. So Vidura is therefore asking questions to Maitreya because not that he doesn't know, he wants to fix his mind on Krishna. Sometimes a devotee we meet, the Prabhu from you I want to hear. Because you know he's such a nice devotee. Hearing from him helps us fix our mind on Krishna. So similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was experiencing the highest of emotions. Mahabhava, intense separation from Krishna. The greatest devotee of Krishna is Radha. Okay? She is the epitome, she is the pinnacle of devotion. And she is always in a mood of intense separation. This may be surprising. No. In spiritual affairs, things are different. Because we are in material affairs, we may not be able to sometimes understand, but take it from the Shastra. That meeting the Lord definitely gives a great pleasure and happiness. But separation from the Lord is greater pleasure. Interesting. Separation from the Lord is greater pleasure than even meeting the Lord. Okay? So it gives intense pure happiness and joy in hearing about the Lord and in the mood of separation. Now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to taste that. Therefore, you see, even though he's Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani, he knows everything, still he used to take great pleasure to hear about the Lord from the devotees. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once visited the place of Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami visited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was staying in the kuti of Haridas Thakur for various reasons. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to never enter the Jagannatha temple. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally used to visit him. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to meet Rupa Goswami, who was staying in Haridas Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw written in the leaves, we have previously writing 500 years ago, it's different, like golden letters. There's so much. When you have good Krishna consciousness, you become daksha everywhere, including even writing. Writing with such, handwriting so beautiful, like you're printing it, correct? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy to see beautiful handwriting. And he written so beautiful shlokas and glorification of the Lord. So beautiful shlokas. And Chaitanya was so happy to read all that, so nectar. And next day he went, brought all the devotees. I say, examining the work of Rupa Goswami. And it came to examine Ramananda Raya, Saru Damodar. They were in ecstasy. This is how he has understood your heart, my Lord. So he is taking pleasure. The similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to Sarup Damodara and Ramananda Raya used to narrate the pastimes of Radha Krishna for the pleasure of and the intense separation from Radha and Krishna. Intense separation, mood of separation. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to so much relish that, because it aids, showing us an example. These things aid us to fix our mind upon the Lord. So we should always have a time, and I think this is not something to be said again and again, but nothing wrong to emphasize, keep some time to hear. And so much Shruti Phala is there in hearing Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavad Gita, hearing that helps to fix the mind on the Lord. So don't think that it is just for some points I'm learning. That's the lowest way. True, our academic study that we do of Bhagavatam and or Gita, that's great because somewhere we have to check. We cannot check how much his mind is fixed on the Lord. There is no way to measure that. We just measure whether he has understood this point, that point. And so that's just the beginning. That is not the highest way of reading. It's just one standard of reading that actually he is reading means he is seeing these points are there, his understanding is there. But is his mind fixed on Krishna? We don't know. Somebody can tell all the points of Bhagavad Gita and do simple activities. Possible. It's just one platform to know, not the highest. Just like I told you, initiation. The initiation is just the beginning. It is not the end. But similarly, even Bhakti Shastri course we are doing, It's the beginning study of Bhagavad Gita, not the end study. We know he has understood the main point, but is he mind fixed on Krishna? We don't know. We do not know. That is much more and very, very important. And how much taste he has developed. If Prabhupada says this purports are by ecstasy, is he reading proper books with the spirit of submission? That you cannot know by Bhakti Shastra. That is just to see the academically the points, main things Prabhupada has understood and philosophically are correct. That's all. Nothing more than that. More than that is something else. That will come by good association, that will come by good service, that will come by so many ways. So the taste for reading Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita has to arise. And when there is an opportunity, when devotees is giving a class on that, person is very eager to hear also that. Okay? So this is very beautiful. And I have put this question in a view to knowing the past of Hari. So he knows. You think Vidura doesn't know, Krishna Leela knows. He knows. But he wants to hear because it will help him fix his mind on Krishna. And now then he's requesting your friend to walk. Now in the Vedic procedure, there is no compulsion. If somebody is speaking, and particularly a great sage is speaking like Maitreya, it is because of his compassion. Now the great souls generally become silent. So sometimes what happens, if we do not have a proper relation to somebody, he may not explain to you certain things. He will not teach you certain things. Because you are not taking instruction, so he will become silent. So it is said in light of Bhagavata also, so sometimes they speak, sometimes they become silent. So when they become silent, it is misfortune for the person whom they didn't speak. Just like say you yourself have a personal example. There is a friend of yours who listens to a lot. So if you want to give him some good advice, with the very freedom, you go and give him advice. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, what is Arjuna? I want to tell you more and more because you're not ever envious of me. The great desire and happiness Krishna shares to Arjuna. And Arjuna says, Krishna, every word you're speaking is nectar. Please keep teaching. So that is the proper relationship. Okay? So you are a friend of all. If you do not have that kind of relation to somebody, he will be silent. Suppose you have a friend who doesn't listen to you. Would you waste your time giving instruction? Rather, it takes in a negative way, gets agitated, he becomes silent. Now, when you become silent, he's actually misfortune for him. He didn't get good counsel, which could have Radha Govinda ki. That counsel could have saved him. Okay? So, therefore, whether I say, please be like Guru is compared to like father, I'm like your son. Please be affectionate. And I told you, like yesterday we were discussing, most of the time, father, mother instruct us, even though we don't ask, true or not? Because they are very charitable. Sometimes extra charitable, but they're always very charitable and giving advice. They're ready to give a lot of advice. Whether you should not do that. But at the end of the day, we don't mind because there is affection. There is affection at the end. My child should be well. So similarly, Guru also. Because if you have proper spirit of submission and service, or any elder Vaishnava, when you meet personally, will reveal to you certain instructions. But when your head is agitated and you cannot hear any correction, then he will stop. He'll stop speaking only. It's the person's misfortune. Correct? So what is the use? The only thing, would you do that? Suppose you have a friend. You tell him, see, it's not good. I see that you do like this, you do like that. It's not good. And after that, you become agitated. You will not give advice next. Why you waste your time? Take away reason. Similarly, why would you do that? Why a person will do that? There is no picture. You are a friend to also kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. Okay? So kindly describe them, all those who have lost their vision. It's a very beautiful statement by we see a beautiful statement by Maitreya, to Maitreya by Vidura. So, in fact, this statement that who lost their vision comes in Bhagavatam first canto also. This comes in the sense of Veda Vyasa. Now the Veda Vyasa, when it sits for meditation, this is very beautiful. Bhakti Yogena Manasi. Bhakti Yogena Manasi. This is Veda Vyasa, sits down in meditation. Yeah, I got it. 174. I just allow me, I'll go there. Exactly similar statement is there for Veda Vyasa. Veda Vyasa, what he does is that he is instructed by Narad Muni. And Narad Muni requests Veda Vyasa that please, now you focus on the Lord and in a spiritual maturity, write your greatest of work, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Why does he do that? Because Veda Vyasa submits to Narad Muni that I'm not at all satisfied. Even though I wrote all the Vedas, even though I wrote 17 Puranas, even though I wrote Vedanta, I'm not satisfied. Mahabharata, even so much work I've done for the welfare of the society, there is something missing, some mistake happened. So at that time, Narad Muni instructs him, you didn't glorify the Lord properly, my dear disciple. Now you focus on the Lord. So Veda Vyasa focuses on the Lord, sits down in meditation. Narad Muni departs now. And the beautiful shloka Bhagavatam says, Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranihite Amale Apashyat Purusham Purnam Mayatad Apashaya. Okay? Dadi fixed his mind for filthy engaging it by linking it to devotion service Bhakti Yoga without anything of materialism. And Dadi saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with the external energy which was under full control. So nice. Maya, he got darshan of the Lord. Apashyat Purush. So by only in a devotion, Bhakti Yogena, not Jnana Yogena, Karma Yogena, that's all will not work. Bhakti Yogena, if you put your mind on the Lord, then Apashyat Purusham, he got darshan of the Supreme Lord. Maya, he could see totally under the control of the Lord. Just let us go to two more shlokas here, because it is exactly what this shloka said. Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam tridunatmakam paro api manute anartam tatkritam chatipatyate. Due to external energy, living entity, although transcend the three modes of material nature, thinks of himself as a metal product and thus undergoes the reaction of metal misery. So it says, because of Maya, a living entity, even though it is transcendental to the metal energy, because of the effect of Maya, it becomes thinks I'm part of the metal product. I belong to this country. I belong to this father, mother. This body doesn't belong to that. The soul belongs to Supreme God. Only body belongs there. But he misunderstands, thus undergoes a reaction of metal misery. And the last one will rhyming the today's shlokas at the end. Beautiful area. Please read these three shlokas. I told you, hearing is very important. So if you want to hear. Anartha upashamam shakshat. This is the statement, similar statement. Bhakti yoga madokshade lokas ajanato vidvan chakre sathasramitaha. The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous, artificial, can be mitigated directly by the linking process of devotion service. If anybody engages in devotion service, the material miseries can be mitigated. But the mass of people do not know this. Therefore, the learned Vyasadeva compels this relation to Supreme. Okay? So Veda Vyasa therefore combined the Vedic literature for what? Because here, sorry, it will not from 175, 174, and then come back here. Yes, we are back to our shloka. You see that? So people have lost their spiritual vision. Okay? For those who have lost their spiritual vision, kalau nashta dasham pumsam. Similar statement here. People lost their spiritual vision. Veda Vyasa kindly spoke the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. Similarly, in the same move, is requesting Macron, please speak for the people who lost their vision. I explained many times. What is there in Bhagavatam and Gita is actually real knowledge, which can save the people. Today we are lost into academic knowledge. We think it's everything. That is only for your livelihood. But real knowledge is Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, which can make our lives successful, which can give us the way to fix our mind on the Lord. And then, Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna
Dandavat
Hare Krishna
Pranam.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
That one sloka which you explained, Prabhuji, just I want to ask.
Yes, Puja Vrinda Mataji.
See, in that first sloka, you said that Maitreya, by Maitreya sense, what does it mean? Maitreya sense, Maitreya himself, is it Maitreya sense Vidura? I didn't understand.
Previous also it has been said. See, Guru and disciple are always in a relation like father and son.
Okay.
In that way, okay? Just like Prabhupada, I told you in his passport he wrote his Guru, if a father's name he wrote Patsanda Prabhupada. It is there in his passport. Even now passport is preserved. Correct? You cannot use that passport. Prabhupada is taken
Yes.
some. The passport is there. In that he wrote father, Guru, father's name he wrote Patsanda Prabhupada. He said he's my eternal father. Okay? Okay, so in that respect, in that mode it has been spoken about. Now that you're thinking, maybe how is Vidura on that? There's some more mystery behind it. Mahabharata, one mystery, means Vedavyasa son. That itself is a
Yes.
mystery. So maybe some more mystery is Maitreya. No, it is because of Guru and disciple. Okay?
The relationship between the two of them, father like father and son. Okay.
I tell you, when I was in my college, I told you one Russian devotee, no, German devotee had come, Prithu Prabhu, very nice devotee. And he, when I was 3 days, I was with him, I was extremely happy. He actually, I can say, started my spiritual life, extremely happy in his company. And then what happened? He showed me, opened his computer. He had a computer. And he showed me letter of Prabhupada to him. And in that Prabhupada letter was, my dear son. And he was so treasuring that, he used to keep it, Prabhupada wrote to me like that, my dear son. Okay, so sweet. So Prabhupada used to treat devotees like that. And they used to also feel Prabhupada. Even age was like that. Prabhupada was 80-year-old. They were 20-year-old. Not son, my dear grandson. One generation is missing in between. Yes, Deval Mataji, Hare Krishna. You wanted to say something?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have a question regarding the level 2 batch of evening, Saturday, Sunday. So we have the study circle going on, and there's a question from devotees that the next coming up exam the next weekend. So how do they go about the studies? Like, do they refer the question bank or the assignment questions only? That's the question actually. Yeah.
Read the purpose first thing.
Yeah, we are, yes, we are reading the purpose, but the question is like, what are the important questions to cover? Is there a question bank or do we?
No, read the purpose. First you read the purpose and then nothing avoiding reading the purpose. And after that we read the purpose. Every day you have a quiz, no? Every day the quiz.
Yes.
Check to see that you have understood this. It may not be from questions only from the purpose, not, otherwise people will not study.
Exactly. That's what, okay.
All important questions and stop studying the books.
Because they're worried that it's just next week and there's like hardly any time to cover all the 6 chapters. That's why.
It takes 2 hours, 2.5 hours to read one chapter. I know there's a lot of work. That's why there are study circles to help you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Vacha kalpatarubhascha, kripa sindhu evacha, patitana pavinebhyo, Vaishnava Anant Kodi Vaishnava.